Okay, today we are at Volunteer Park in Pasco, Washington, and they're going to be having a LGBTQ rally here today. So we just come down to check it out, see who we run into, see who's who in the zoo.
Maybe help Lori with this corner over here.
Is that yours or is that someone else's?
She's got it nice and straight.
So you should think about when you're in high school, you know, we have things in the summer so you can get paid to learn about things, about a bunch of things.
So I borrow a car.
Thank you. Yeah, but take anything you want. Seriously, we've got plenty of it. Yeah, go for it. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm like, okay. The sooner I get the candy out of our office, the better. I'm like, and then we did all the things and our leftovers and like why is how welcoming we are. I was like, I thought because you were just so
I know I do. Oh, they ain't ready yet.
yeah,
We'll come back.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, I'm really sorry. You're in violation of our code of conduct. We're going to have to ask you to leave the premises.
This is a public park.
This is a public park. However, we have reserved the park for the day. You are in violation of our code of conduct. The harassing and your recording is prohibited. We're going to have to ask you to leave.
Well, people are recording me, so
You may absolutely see that.
yeah, we'll take that to our attorney.
By all means.
Okay.
Please, this way, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the park or we're going to have to involve law enforcement.
Okay, well, call the cops, please.
Absolutely. Charlie, can you call the police for me, please? We have people who violate our code of conduct and are refusing to leave the premises. Go ahead for 911. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to have to request that you leave the premises.
Yeah, what's your name?
You don't need to know my name. You need to know that I'm requesting that you leave the premises right now. You are on a... I am an organizer of this event, and I'm requesting that you leave the premises, sir.
Don't touch me, pal.
I am absolutely not touching you. I am requesting that you leave the premises.
And I'm leaving.
By all means. Thank you. It's right this way. I'm also going to have to request that you please stop recording, as our participants have not given you consent
Yeah,
to record.
this is a public place, pal.
It is. However, you are in violation of our code of conduct, and we have reserved this park for this
Well, I
day.
have First Amendment rights, so you don't have any code of conduct.
You
that
absolutely have
outrights
First
that.
Amendment right. However, you have agreed to a code of conduct by being present at this event, and that code of conduct prohibits harassing recording.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do anything on this.
So this is what you deal with when you deal with the LGBT crowd, see? They like freedom of speech as long as it's speech they like. Spinal surgery, so we're trying to make sure. And they don't like you to exercise your own First Amendment rights. And they're basically a bunch of bullies. Like this punk here. Who needs to know Jesus, because he's going to end up in hell without him. You know Jesus, pal?
I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises,
Do you
sir.
know
You are in
Jesus?
violation of our code of conduct.
Do
Please
you know
leave
Jesus?
the premises.
You know, Jesus shed his blood for you, man.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises.
You know, you
are in
keep saying
violation
that.
of our code of
You
conduct.
keep saying that.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises. Our vendors and attendees have not given you consent to record them. You're going to have
This
to
is a
leave the
public
premises.
park, man.
It is a public park.
Yep. It is a public park.
We are at the near end of the park. Emily, can you please respond? The exit to the premises is right this
Yeah,
way.
you keep saying that.
I am going to have to keep saying that. I'm going to have to request that you leave the premises. You are in violation of our code of conduct.
Huh. So it's a public park, but I can't use it.
It is absolutely a public park, except for when we... Sir, I'm going to have to ask you not to touch me.
Get out of my way.
I am absolutely getting out of your way. Please, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises for being in violation of our code of conduct.
Hey, this is a public park, and I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah. So I can't walk through the park?
You can absolutely walk through the park.
And I just did.
Okay.
And they're telling me I can't.
Well, they can't bar you from the park.
Yeah.
But you can walk through the park. You just can't cause problems.
I'm not causing any problems. I'm just using the video camera, and everybody's been taking pictures of me, but they say I can't take pictures of them.
You're
So
in
what's
a
that
public
about?
space.
That's right, and that's what I've been telling them. See, so you guys have been lying to me all this time, pal.
If you could not cause confrontation with this gentleman, please.
Well, he had to
I would
quit following me
appreciate
around
it. Okay.
and getting in my face.
Okay.
Okay?
It's good. We're good.
We're good.
Perfect.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Okay, as you saw, the police officer came and told us we had just as much right here as anybody else. And so the punk that was trying to push us around,
Was a punk.
he was just a punk, exercising authority that he didn't have. So we're going to go get some picket signs, stand on the perimeter of the park, and preach the gospel. See how that goes.
What's your name?
You still
My name is Ryan.
Ryan, you still pastoring there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I just want to say good morning.
All right.
How are you?
Good to see you guys.
Hello.
My name is Holden Dippner. I'm here to share the gospel at this Pride Festival here in Pasco. And it's been really great. Lots of people take tracks, very surprising. And then we stop and have conversations. And so we haven't been harassed that much. Being able to share Christ, and there's a lot of people who have had good conversations and genuine conversations about sin. And so that's what we're here for, and we believe that God will provide the harvest. And so we're here being his hands and feet, laborers in this harvest, being faithful, preaching his word only, not our own, and then praying for results after that. And so all Christians need to get active and start doing things just like this.
Yeah, right on. We're supposed to be planting seeds, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes people expect seeds to have fruit on them right away, but that's not the way it works.
Exactly. That's a lot of other churches have told me, is they're like, it doesn't work. How do you know what doesn't work?
Exactly.
You're a finite person. You can only see like what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna go home tonight and be haunted by all the things that they heard. And it's gonna change their heart.
And a lot of these people, they've never actually heard the real gospel. They know nothing about sin.
They hear from people like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all they know.
And so we're provoking them to think, and maybe they'll look it up in the Bible themselves, because oftentimes they try to prove us wrong and then they find out we're right.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see this and they don't come ask about it, but they'll look it up later, which makes them open their Bibles up.
Sure.
And then they have a Bible. You know, everyone's got a Bible at home somewhere, even if they're not a Christian, right? A lot of times it's just sitting there somewhere on a shelf of dusty.
Sure,
But
right
they
on.
pull it out. Yeah.
This must be a comrade here, eh?
Yes, this is Mosier.
All right.
Yeah, we go to Community Bible Church over in Kennewick.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, my pastor.
Yeah, we've met him. Yeah, we've been there before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we ran into him the first time, where was it? Down in Oregon.
Yeah.
It was a gay pride
that's
thing
what
there.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. All right, well, glad to see you guys.
So friends, come to Christ and live. Come to Christ and live today while today is called today. There is pleasure in sin, but it's for a season. There is pleasure in sin for a season. But I can guarantee you this, the Bible says it's accounted for man once to die and then the judgment. You will die and you will stand before God. And he is not the God of your imagination. He is not the God of those who say that God is one who just forgives all and it does not matter.
I literally had a miscarriage at 12. You want me to carry that bitch to term when I'm 12? Did you want some water from the cancer center?
Yeah, so what do you do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He fried them.
Bet you don't even know what Sodom and Gomorrah is.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's your
Well.
downfall.
What's the downfall? Oh, you're about to
Did you read the first
The Bible never says anything against homosexuality.
Well, you
It was a
obviously
bad
haven't read it.
translation by homophobes.
You're going to stand before the judgment seat of Christ someday, young
Good. I hope I end up in hell. It seems more like a party.
That's where you're headed.
Yeah. Have you seen the depictions of him in the Bible? He's hot. Literally.
I love it. You guys are great.
Oh, we're here for the Pride.
Yeah, we're just here for the Pride Festival. You guys showed up, not us. We showed up for them. For ourselves.
You want this? You want that?
It's not like 2/3 of it is just Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then there's the pig. Like, I genuinely.
You know what happens when you preach to sinners? This is what happens. They come and they cut your tire.